Alright, so today I'm back with Witcher 3. It's been a while. If for some reason you're somehow watching this concurrently or soon after. But yeah, it's been months since I played Witcher 3. And that is because last time I beat the main story. I beat the main campaign of The Witcher 3 in part 21. And this is part 22. Right after part 22 of Ghost of Tsushima, which was the finale of that entire game. So we're doing a trade-off here. We're doing a baton pass from Ghost of Tsushima, and then Geralt runs up behind. Jin runs up behind Geralt and gives him the baton. Geralt, go run! It's your turn. We gotta finish your story next. But yeah, so we're gonna pick up on Witcher 3. I beat the main campaign in early May. It is currently late September. So, yeah, I spent the whole summer doing Ghost of Tsushima. I spent all of late winter and spring doing Witcher 3. And then I spent the summer doing Ghost of Tsushima. Now I'm back to Witcher 3 again. That's how this year is going. Hey, it was either that or Red Dead Redemption 2 or something, so I chose Ghost of Tsushima instead. But yeah, so we're done with the base game for Witcher 3, and we're picking up again. And we're going to continue with the first of the DLCs. We're going to go with Hearts of Stone first. I could do... voice cracks. I could do Blood and Wine first, but I'm opting to do Hearts of Stone first just because I'm used to doing Hearts of Stone first, and I think canonically it is before... Well, it would be, yeah. It would have been before Blood and Wine. If I said Blood of Elves somewhere in there, I feel like I said Blood of Elves when I mentioned the DLC. That's the first book in the series, so... Oh, and I'll have some things to talk about the books because I've been wrapping up reading them recently since I left off as well. So I'm gonna be picking up reading the books again because once I stopped playing this game, I kind of dropped the books a little bit, and I've been restarting them slowly. I finished book 4. I think I was in the middle of reading book 4 when I beat the game months ago. But I finished book 4, and I've started book 5. I've read chapter 1 of book 5, and it's been a good reread. I read them years ago, and I'm remembering a lot of stuff, and I'm enjoying myself again. So, yeah. First off, we still have the camera. We still have the free cam from before. So I can do stuff like this. I can go inside Geralt's head and see his cat eyes. Look at them. Look at them. He has a fully modeled mouth, too. Yeah, so once again, we'll be using the free cam just like before with the playthrough to take a look around at stuff, pretty much. This man's cutting his fingernails with a knife, I think. I do know that there are some... I'm happy I can still use the free cam. I'm glad it's working, because sometimes this thing doesn't like to work, and we'll see if it works later on. But this is an interesting thing, because there's going to be a cutscene playing when we walk up to here, I think. And this is all going to be totally different, so just getting a little bit of a look around here before any of that happens. Because this building is not gonna survive what happens next. That looks like some lighting that's already been pre-set up for what's gonna happen next. What's in here? So yeah, this isn't gonna be... If you've watched the rest of the series so far, which I hope you have, and if not, go do it please, because that would provide a ton of context and a lot of story that is very relevant at this point. But... Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I was plugging the series, and I forgot what I was going to say relevant to this. Oh. this is not going to be like a regular playthrough because of this camera, kind of. I'm not going to use it. Like, when I use it, I'm going to use it for a little bit of time to take a look at things, like in here. But aside from that, that is the only real difference, aside from the fact that I know way too much Witcher lore, and this is my favorite game. Yeah, so this is inside the house. We're taking a look inside because I don't believe we get a proper look at it, really, in a normal state. If you don't know what I mean, you'll know in a few minutes why I'm saying normal state. Oh, that door actually does connect through there. Here's a grand hall. That appears to be Novigrad. You know, I'm not entirely sure. That doesn't look like any country crest that I'm aware of. Maybe it's for the Von Evericks, the family that lives here, and we're about to meet one very interesting individual. The color scheme makes me think it's Toussaint-ish. Like, it's almost like a truffle pig. It's almost like a truffle pig, and there's little flowers there. The color scheme reminds me of Toussaint a bit. What's over there? Books. I don't know if I looked in here before the end of last time. I don't know if I did or not. I know I did personally. I know I took a look around here after I shut everything off last time, but I don't know if I actually like did it on camera or not before that. But I know after the fact I took some more looking around here because there's stuff in here. And this is what I found weird. There's just a statue of an elf lady who's naked here. And Olgierd is just staring at it in the room. It's impressive to me to know that, like, before the events of what's about to happen, he is actually here on set in this building. He's just in this back room staring at a statue. I don't know why. I don't know if we... I don't even remember... I haven't played this DLC... God, when was the last time I played this DLC? ...2018? I think it was 2018? It had... Yeah, it was 2018. Last time I played this DLC was 2018. I don't remember a whole lot of... I remember my initial playthrough, the first time I ever did this DLC. I remember a lot of what I did with this game then. I don't remember something... I remember less of this DLC than I do Blood and Wine. So, I'm not sure if that statue is going to be relevant or not. In any case, that is a look at this estate. And just for catch up, we got the good ending last time with Geralt at the end of the game. And we're going here to meet an individual called Olgierd von Everick about a contract he has. And we want to see what he's about.
Hi, mate! Your mug's not familiar. What is it you want?
Looking for Olgierd von Everick.
Ah, that'll be inside.
Frog. Okay, so we do go in here. I don't remember going in here at the start. Does the fire happen later?
Olgierd von Everec. I'm looking for him.
None here by that name.
Can't help wondering. Who are you?
Who do we look like?
A crew of cutthroats? Or a band of former soldiers who got lucky?
Ah, but that's where you err. 'Cause we're sons of nobles, all.
And daughters.
So, gonna tell me who you are, precisely?
The Redanian Free Company. The Wild Ones, folk call us. Owing to the boar in our coat of arms.
I was told I'd find Olgierd von Everec here.
Someone's made an arse of you, brother.
So maybe you can make up for that and help me, brother.
Something tells me you and me have got different mums.
All right, Ungus, you've had your fun.
Ungus.
I'm Olgierd.
No, you're not.
Tell me, what brings you here?
No, I'm all geared.
You? Not likely. I'm all geared.
You folk are a hoot and all, and I'd love to stay for more laughs, but time's short.
Whoa, shit just got serious.
Hear about the monster in the sewers. Seems Olgierd von Everec's offered.
Oh, right. Okay.
We're serious from the start. Goes without saying with a Witcher.
How's that?
The purge you lot of emotion. It's why you're all stiff. Hey? You think they shoved a long pike up your arse?
All right, Master Witcher. Jests are done. Whether the good bit as it is, I'm impressed. Come on, I'll take you to Olgierd.
I totally forgot about the beginning of this DLC. That's why I was expecting something. What I was talking about earlier with the events of this house. It catches fire. I'll just spoil that
Geralt of
there.
Rivia.
It catches fire, and
Geralt of Rivia.
then we'll meet Olgierd properly as he is.
His interest.
I gotta pique his interest. He's the one wants a monster.
But
dead.
before that, we gotta hunt a
But he
monster.
don't need you to keep...
Okay, so we do see the statue. Weird.
Ataman, sir. You've a guest.
Do you know what types of sculptures fetch the best prices? Statues of deities, busts of kings, and nudes. And what have we here? A naked wench. What do you think of her?
Sculptures are not my field of expertise. Gotta admit, I like it. I prefer Gernst work myself. Rather talk about the notice. Get straight to work. I'm thinking of humoring him.
I happen to like it. Especially the two ovoid forms.
Geralt.
Good. I don't like men with no sense of humour. They bore me to death. I used to like Botticelli. The life he could breathe into a chunk of cold stone. But I look at it now, and it seems just a rock, ideally proportioned, not a flaw on its surface, painfully perfect. As lifeless and boring as a boulder at the roadside. That's better. More interesting, at the least. Very well. And now to the matter at hand.
No, I want to see. What does it look like?
Of some refreshment.
It's literally... Oh, yeah, okay. So it's literally just toppled over with a broken arm. Okay.
Ataman Olgierd, long may he live. Long live the Ataman. Long live the Ataman. Long live the Ataman. Come and drink with us.
Well, we haven't a choice now. Fetch us some wine, dear. And a nibble or two.
This some special occasion? Or just feel like feasting?
Every occasion's special. Today we celebrate a dubbing.
Whose?
Squire Herodor's new sabre.
I've hit on a name for her. Fair Sabre, I dub thee Tradiciana.
That's a horrible name.
Monster in the sewers. Know anything more?
I've no clue what it is. Only that it's deadly. I'd not have bothered had my cook not become its victim. Ooh, the way she prepared game had no equal.
That why she was in the sewers? To fetch game?
Nay. She went to a fair with a sister or cousin, matters not. Daft wench convinced her a prince transformed into a toad lives in the Oxenfurt sewers. And you know women, each craves a prince and will wade knee-deep through shite to get him. Vissy was no exception in that respect.
Foreshadowing.
Now she went, never to return. Wasn't the first, it seems, either. Hey! Leave her be! Is that any way to treat the lord of the manor's daughter? Apologies. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the contract. So, you'll check it?
Consider the beast gone.
Confident? Bring me its head, and the reward shall be yours.
Alright, we're gonna go on a mighty adventure. Foreshadowing. Can we go back upstairs and see that statue? I'm wondering if, because I saw the moment when it swapped to, for some reason, like it had a model for the cutscene of the broken arm, but it didn't show it, and then it quickly switched to like a slightly different version that would look... Yeah, this version. Like, there was a separate version of this in that cutscene that I saw for like 2 seconds. Auction house letter. Dear cherished customer, we are extremely pleased that you decided to make us of our services. We believe the sculpture by the famed Giacomo Botticelli, which you have purchased, will bring you immense joy. We hope the artwork reaches you safely and unblemished. If not, please report any concerns or complaints to Roy and Roy Delivery Services, who bear full responsibility for the work's transport. We hope you will choose to do business with us again as we invite you to take part in our subsequent auctions, whatever, blah. The Borsodus Auction House. Right. I totally forgot about that part of the DLC as well for this. There's an auction house sequence later on. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, like I said, I know way more about Blood and Wine. I've played through this one twice, but I don't remember it nearly as well as I wish I did. So this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun.
Hey, you! Puss papers!
Name's Geralt.
But I'm gonna call you Puss Peepers. That a problem?
Get to the point.
Got an offer. Potentially lucrative Puss Peepers. Someone's killed me mate. Name was Clivert. You're to figure out who did it, then cut the bugger's head off.
Why not avenge him yourself? Seems like you all relish swinging your sabers.
Aye, we do. And if I knew who'd axed Clivert, I'd have gutted him ages ago. Thing is, I don't. But you see a lot with them Puss Peepers. You'll track him down.
I'm gonna do this just for extra story. I don't think Geralt would do this mission though, but sure.
Keep talking.
Clivert dealt Fistech. A few days past, he rode to Bowden to take a delivery. Never came back.
Been there? Actually seen his corpse?
No, but Clivert was one damned reliable Orson. We was to meet. He didn't show. Can only mean he's dead. Find the bastard who did this. Find him and kill him. I'll pay top coin.
Need to think it through.
Clivert's got a scar on his forehead, not unlike yours. Spot that, you'll know it's his body.
Said I'd think about it.
Know what, Puss Pete's? One look at a bloke and I know what he's made of. You'll do what I ask. I bet anything on it. Look for me in Oxenfurt. The Alchemy Inn on the main square.
For some reason, she has an echo chamber effect on her voice. I don't know if that's from the studio booth she recorded in, or if that's just to have a louder echo in this empty forest for some reason, even though this isn't an echo chamber. But yeah, that's some weird audio mixing on her. Alright. So let's do this one first. Let's go find Clivert. Clivert. Bowden. Oh, this place. Right, this place is infested with monsters and such. At least the last time I was here it was... Is this the same town I'm thinking of? Oh, yeah, I came through here at one point. I don't know if it was off part or not. I came through here with the camera and teleported Geralt in here. And I think I was under-leveled to fight those ghouls. So I bailed. But yeah, I remember this place now.
Smells like solutions, reagents. Wonder what's cooking. They were cooking Fizz-Tech. Took most of the equipment, only left what was broken.
I think I've explained previously what Fizz-Tech is, but think of it as basically super meth. It is pretty much super meth. It is very illegal in this world, but people use it anyway.
Open window. Boot print on the bed. Somebody was in a hurry. True as true can be. Dangerous trade, narcotics.
Clivert, mate, you gotta keep your eyes peeled wide open. Someone's taking an interest in your work. They want to make you an offer you're not going to be able to refuse. In your shoes, I'll pack up and go hide somewhere far away. Zerrikania, for example. Roderick. Who is Roderick? There's something coming up this way. Another ghoul.
How you like that silver?
So some dude told him to go run away to Zerrikania. I doubt he'd get there on foot.
Footprints. Uneven. Someone ran through here. Stopped here for a second, hid, then ran on.
Yeah, I don't think he made it to Zerrikania.
Scar on his forehead. Must be Clivert. Bolt in the back. Went in deep, so a close range shot. From the village, what that direction looks like.
Is there anything else around here? Some wolves off in the distance. I gotta say, though, to be honest, after finishing up Ghost of Tsushima last time and stepping back into this, it's the beginning of fall now, And with this atmosphere and not being tied down to Ghost of Tsushima at the moment and returning to my favorite game, this honestly feels like a breath of air. This feels so nice to get back to this game. Now I just hope, like I said at the beginning of the game, originally back in January, I just hope I don't get burnt out too quick. I tend not to with Witcher 3 if I do a playthrough of it, but if I'm just mucking about doing random stuff for days on end, then I tend to get a bit burnt out, but this should be good.
Crossbow bolt and footprints deep. Shooter must have been wearing heavy armor. Hoofprints leading towards the hill. Someone's still there.
Drown dead? Yep. I think we're heading to that house over there. What was that? Oh, that was the map changing. Okay. Yeah, there's dudes here. Hey, guys.
Pathetic.
Get him from the left!
Which is me, brothers!
Watch out!
I forgot how to use bombs.
Sing, brothers! Sing! Sing!
Sing what? Mary had a little lamb. Little lamb. Little lamb. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. Not good. Oh, shit. I hit a... Well, I ate a... Swallow. No, don't put your sword away, Geralt. Put it back. Get your sword out. Get your sword. What are you doing? Alright, Shieldman. I like how Geralt just was like, fuck that arm that was using that shield. Ooh, he has an interesting name. Thunder! I'm warning you. Snort that much Fizztech again and you'll end up at dead white wood. Just like that mad fizz fiend Peter. Your job's to sell the product, not inhale it. Blazing hells. Expect to pick up today. M. I don't know if I've gone over who the Order of the Flaming Rose is. God, can I remember who they are? They're not very... They're kind of important, but... They're like... Who were they again? The Order of the Flaming Rose is like a band of it has to do with Redania. They're like former Redanian soldiers of a specific belief system or something. I forget exactly who they are. God damn it! I'm gonna have to look this up. I have my phone in front of me. Who are the Order of the Flaming Rose? It's like I know this, but I'm forgetting exactly who they are. Alright. Blessed Witcher Wikia. Sometimes this comes in handy if I need to pocket some information.
The Order of the Flaming Rose, sometimes simply the Order, is a religious knightly order established in 1268 with significant presence in the Nordling lands. At first, the Knights were mostly a based organization in the kingdoms of Edirn and Temeria, but after the uprising of Vizima, King Foltest confiscated the Order's assets and his dominion of the finance repairs, and they were forced to move further north into Redania and even Kedwin.
Yeah, so yeah, okay. Their religious knight order of the Eternal Fire, but they were, like, banished from Temeria and Edirn, basically, and now they're kind of just in Redania. And I guess Kedwin, even though we don't go to Kedwin much in this game except for Kaer Morhen. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it. That's who they are. They're just random they're like, think of them kind of like inquisitors for the Church of the Eternal Fire. They're like these kind of heathen, dishonored knights who are more or less just vagabonds working on religious belief. That's who they are. They're a frequent sight here in this game in the remote areas of the map. Like out here you'll find them. That's what I believe all these are. These bandit camps and such. I believe these are all Order of the Flaming Rose camps. I don't know if there's any in Toussaint. I don't think there should be, but there might be. I do know most of them are like out here and such. They're just kind of these weird, kind of difficult enemies on the fringes of the map. Occasionally you might find them in the map. We'll grab the note in a second, that seems important. Thunder's Journal. There are a few poems and abstract drawings in the journal. Most of it is incomprehensible scribbling. I was trying... Let me give him a voice. This dead man a voice.
I was transferred to the smuggling spot again. I love this job more than any other, for there's not much to do. Just sit all day and wait for buyers. And naturally, when a man's bored and has good merchandise right under his nose, he'll give it a sniff or two. Besides, sometimes someone shows who doesn't like our profession, or who tries to cheat us. Then we get to give that gentle someone the treatment he deserves. Ugh, all this writing's worn me out. So I think I'll see if I can sniff up, a bit of R&R. Then we'll write a poem. Then I'll write a poem.
Margin note. Watch it dance, the world's heavenly turning. Instants pass and answer all life's yearning. Count it up, the sand's flying through the glass. Slurp life down, let its pickle end your fast. Its pickle end your fast? What? Chemicals course and satisfaction slowly fades. Flesh and liss and ecstasy and bliss plows your veins, as bliss plows your veins. And doom spreads its wares on your life's cracked remains. Okay. A poet to rival Dandelion. I just realized this whole desk is covered in Fizztech. Oh my god. Okay. Holy shit, look at that. That is insane.
A diagram
I've heard rumors the abandoned village of Bowdens, abandoned no more. A pack of common bandits have moved in and made it their own little Fizztech manufactory. We cannot allow this. I'm issuing the order to attack the village and exterminate the vermin. We'll make an example, strike some terror in everyone's hearts, haul any equipment and supplies to our lab northwest of Brunwich. Destroy everything else. Okay, now we gotta go take out them. Because they took the equipment and such, and they might have other stuff. So let me remember I was going to say Zerrikanian. Witcher geography. Zerrikania is to the far east. Who is south of Nilfgaard again? Is it Ophir? I think it's Ophir. Time to look a map up of the Witcher world again. Yeah, Ophir is south of Nilfgaard. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's the one south of Nilfgaard. Yeah, so Ophiri isn't really talked about a whole lot in the series. This DLC may be the most of anything that's really talked or shown about it. But pretty much think of it as some sort of Arabian Africa. It's themed after the Ottoman Empire, if I remember right. It's this kind of dry, deserty, yet kind of savanna-y place south of Nilfgaard on the continent. And they have, like, these zebra horses and such, and very Ottoman-looking armor. And we'll see some of them soon enough, actually. These Endregas are very, very difficult. Oh, that's because they're level 35. Yeah, I'm gonna die real easy if I keep this up. Okay, one's dead. Note to self, do not randomly attack Endregas out here. One, two, plie! Come on, guys, we're dancing here. Remember your choreography! It's not that difficult, we taught it last week! Oh, I thought I had a shield up. Oh, lovely. He caught to a crisp. That was an explosively burning finish. Die 1. 2 skin asswipes from the nearby village drove a cow by. We'd not mind a bit of beef, but these hayseeds were too pathetic to rob, poor as dirt and stinking of the sty. So we let them go. Seed cart doing the Brunwick Oxenfoot route. Not worth it. Dull, dull, dull. Roads empty. That's these guys are so bored out here doing nothing. Yeah, just random board reports of things passing on the road. Alright, what you guys got? Oh, this isn't even the one I was supposed to go to. This was just one on the way. Like I said, these guys are just kind of randomly out here along the fringes of the map. Okay, this should be it.
What's this? Order of the Flaming Rose have a new seat? Not too shabby.
You listen, vagrant. Dunno why you're here, but take my advice. Go back to wherever you came from.
So, why are you still standing there? I need to smash a painting?
Don't like your tone, brother.
I'd say, I thought I was being polite. But if courtesy don't work, we'll try something else.
Come here! Here, Witcher, Witcher!
I think you're stuck behind a box. Come on, I'll get out here in the open. Swing and swing, swing, swing. Swing and swing. Swing and swing. Swing and swing. Right in the stomach. What were you guys doing in your little playhouse out here? Oh, I think I've been here. I think not intentionally. Didn't I like warp in here early in the game at some point? Where are we on the map? Yeah, I think I've, if and not on part, I know I've been in here off part at least. I was using the camera at some point, and I found this place, and I don't think I've ever been in here before. Because I came in here and I was like, what's the deal with this place? And there's like these guys with masks and such in here. I think this was on part. I think we've been in here. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of Order of the Flaming Rose guys in here. Yeah, these dudes with masks.
Bloody hell! Who the devil are you?
I'm
I'm a
Geralt.
Witcher, or as your brethren prefer to call me, a mutant, a freak.
You shouldn't be in here.
And Knights of the Flaming Rose shouldn't be murdering humans or producing drugs.
It's a side business.
True. We shouldn't. We're supposed to defend the downtrodden, spread faith in the eternal fire. But Radovid tricked us. He broke his oath, sent our brethren to the front as common grunts, and once the mighty order was bled dry, he disbanded us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, these guys are
Took our
like
lands,
banished from Redania, if I
confiscated
recall.
our domains to finance his war. The brethren who didn't object were appointed mage hunters. Those who took umbrage dared to stand up to him. They were
exiled. We're but a handful who still wear the colours. And we must find a new place in this world.
As drug traffickers, smart business decision. These responses. Honestly, I don't give a damn. So you've become bandits. Congratulations and goodbye. Have fun on your new business venture.
I'd expect Geralt to say this.
Honestly, couldn't give a shit about your grief. Not the tiniest, runniest, greenest little shit in the world. You persecuted others, destroyed them. Now you've met with that same fate. So you got exactly what you deserved.
A Witcher moralist. Amusing, but feel I've met you somewhere before. I know you. You're Geralt of Rivia, Schacht Aldersberg's killer.
None other. And if I had to go back, I'd do it again.
That was the start of our downfall. You were the beginning. A cursed mutant. Draw your blade!
No need to yell. Just ask, politely.
On guard. Geralt, the covert drug finder. I don't know what to say. His head is gone. Stating the obvious, for some reason. Oh, no fun. Get rid of the crossbow. Okay. I see. I need to heal.
Good.
Okay. You know, just take all the drugs. We did the job. We got rid of the guys who make the drugs. Now the drugs are ours. That's how this works. Look at all these tubes. He's just sleeping. There's lines of Fizztech on the table. It's amusing. It's just funny to see this drug shit in The Witcher. Like, it's there. It's in the books. It's in this stuff. It's all over the place. Ciri was forced to use it at one point in the books. It's just funny to see it. I don't know. It's just funny in this. That's like if there were drugs like that'd be like if there were hard drugs in Lord of the Rings or some shit, and like if Sam was kidnapped by some orcs and they forced him to smoke meth or something. That's what that is like. It's so funny. It's just random and weird. I think the proper way to say it is like it's not expected in some sort of high fantasy thing like this to just have this like kind of thing. It feels like a juxtaposition. There is so much stuff in here. Is there stuff down here? Some mushrooms, but it doesn't look like there's much. Yeah, there's just mushrooms down here. I was hoping for a chest. Guess not. Okay. We're done with the drug mission this lady sent us on. I don't remember this mission, so I don't think I've ever done it. I've probably... Like I said when I accepted the mission, I don't think Geralt would accept the mission, so that's probably my past thinking on why I've never done this before, so I've just never done the mission. So now that I opted to do it, I got a new mission. Okay. Where is the closest signpost? It's in Brunwick. So let us put a marker. And hopefully we don't run into anything bad. Like a Leshen. Please let there not be a Leshen. By running out into the woods, I am risking a Leshen. There was no Leshen. Okay. Nice jump kick into that door, Geralt. That was stylish. So now she's an Oxenfurt? Weird. Let's go sell some stuff in the market as well, since we're here. Because I think we have a bunch of swords and such from taking out all these Flaming Rose dudes.
Crawl back under your rock.
What can I get you? Have everything from Apple.
What can I do with you for? If I ain't got it today, say the word and I'll have it tomorrow.
Let me see. Might pick something.
Alright. So what do we got? I don't even remember what an amount of my previous inventory was before. I should have done that. I should have looked at my inventory before I started picking random stuff up. I have so much money. Oh my god, I just saw that up there. I'm just gonna sell everything I have at the moment. If I can. Just because I like what I have at the moment, and I'll think about upgrading later. I think that's all I can get from this guy.
So long.
Let's head to the blacksmith.
Oh, beg your pardon.
Greet.
Show me what...
Wait, what was that? What did I just give him? have Karen? Was that a previous sword I used? I'm gonna have to buy that back. Oh man, that was expensive. Okay. I still have a lot of stuff to sell him, but geez. It has runes in it, so at some point I've probably used it. We got any fine gems? I'm gonna keep everything for now in this section. I will get rid of some stuff that I don't need. You gotta hate misclicks like that when you accidentally sell something you don't know if you want to keep or not. And then you end up giving the NPC a ton of money, and then you just have to force feed them the inventory you could have made a profit off of to get some profit back. There's no give backsies. I bet that's a very awkward exchange in the store itself. I was gonna sell one. Moments like that, where I accidentally do something I don't really want to do. Whatever, let's just sell some high-priced things then, I guess. Get some money. Do I have anything that's stupidly... this is fine. Okay, now we're whittling things down to the bare minimum. Don't need that. 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 Oh, okay, that actually got me a ton of money from that. Good, good. Now just to take the rest of his money. We must take all of his money. It must be ours. He's got $5 left. What do you want for $5? A rope? No. Is there anything that's, like, actually 5? Could I just give him one thing that's worth 5? Nah, I'll just give him 5 of these. Alright, what do you have for sale, good sir? I say as I give him, I take all his money away. I gave him this Vran sword at some point. Interesting. Required level 6. I would have given him this way. This is a very early game sword of mine. Huh. Interesting, he still has it. Shopkeepers sometimes do keep the things you give them. What else does he have? He has a pair of my Griffin gauntlets. Yeah, he has a few things of mine still. Order the Flaming Rose sword. I would take that if it had slots on it, but it doesn't. I could get one of the armors I had early for a good portion of the game back, which is this one, the Sidarian Cavalry armor. I wore that for quite an amount of the game, I think. 10 tempting, but I'm still fine with my cat armor, which I need to repair everything. May as well just repair that too. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's fine, whatever.
So long.
Whatever. I got repairs. Hey, you sent me on a weird adventure.
Avenged your friend.
I knew you'd succeed, puss peepers. I knew it. Go on, out with it. Who was the bastard?
Bastards. Brethren of the Order of the Flaming Rose.
What'd you do to them? Scald them with hot irons, pick out their eyes, skin them alive.
You
just killed them.
Yeah, just kill them, you sicko.
So handsome and so boring. Here, puss peeps, your gold.
What, you want to eat the eyes after you kill them? What are you gonna do? You gonna flambe their testicles and eat those as well? What kind of sicko are you? Alright, let's get away from her. She's got some weird habits. It's a bad influence, Geralt. Oh! I forgot. We're here also to do Olgierd's mission. I forgot it was in Oxenfurt. For some reason I was thinking we had to go to Novigrad.
Everyone to me! To me! Best squares this side of the point. Why there? What for? Life kick you in the ass. Had enough. Terrible beast prowls the sewers down that way. Best of all altogether. Devoured dozens of maidens, folks. And many a war fighter's gone in and never come out.
Drowners. Eh?
Boot prints. Large. Man's most likely. Not only women came looking for the cursed prince.
It's not okay. Now it's letting me move. It wouldn't let me move for a minute there.
A woman's prints alongside. Single set. She came alone.
Nasty things. Alright, is the camera... Whoa! What's going on with the camera? What is this? This is a new visual effect, I think. I've never seen this. It's like a fisheye lens. What the hell? I've played, like... I don't know how long I've played this so far today. Maybe, like, what, an hour or so? We played like 65 hours of this game for the playthrough so far, and this is the first time I'm seeing this kind of fisheye lens effect on the camera. Normally it does some sort of weird, like, perception thing. It does have a weird perception glitch, but it's never this... This is a new version of it. This is the third version of this camera. There's a dead dude down there. Yeah, this is like, I don't know. This is weird. This isn't new. Oh, Shawnee! We meet you down here, really? What are you doing? Oh, you got melty face. Shawnee has melty face. So, Shawnee is from the books. And, she has a slight thing for Geralt. A little bit of a thing. She likes him. And she's a medical student from Redania. Oh yeah, this is kind of like nightmarishly trippy going down a big dark staircase with this visual effect. So I guess we're gonna meet Shani down here. I did not remember we met her down here. I thought we met her later. What's down here? Whoa, yeah. Okay, I think we're done with the camera for now, because this is just weird. Hey, bud. How's it going? You chilling? Cool. Alright, let's keep going.
Oh, no, you don't. Hear me? Don't you dare. Please, don't do this to me.
Shani,
Geralt?
what are you doing here?
I'm trying to save his life. Help me.
Shani, calm down. He's dead.
I'm sure something can be done.
Let it go.
Damn it! All for nothing.
You did all you could.
Thanks, Geralt. It's, good to see you.
You too. Lost track of you after I left Vizima. Where'd you go? What have you been doing?
Long story short, I've been treating the sick and wounded, as always. Mainly at my clinic in Oxenfurt. But in Redania, I'm called on to help the army at times as well.
I'll want to hear the long story long, too.
Sure. But, once we're out of these sewers.
Redanian army force you to come here, too? Or you just down here for a pleasant stroll?
Got our orders this morning. I came down here with a whole unit, but something attacked us.
What's that schmutz on your neck? It looks like a big glob of horrendous mucus. Use a napkin, clean it up, it's gross.
What attacked you? Get a good look at it?
No. I started
Like, what the hell is that? It's gross.
It was huge. Spat venom and made these slurping sounds. That's all I know.
Doesn't sound like a major necrophage or a pack of drowners.
No. This was one thing. Big, but one. Somebody threw a torch at it. Monster couldn't have cared less.
All right. Not afraid of fire. Good to know. The soldier. He's someone important to you?
His name was Knowles. Supposed to go on leave next week. Now he won't. Nor will the rest of his unit.
How many were they?
A whole squad. 6 brave boys. All dead.
All dead.
Why'd they send you down here? Only if it's not confidential, of course.
I need a venom sample. From the beast that prowls these sewers. It doesn't just kill those who come down here, you know. The water in so many wells is contaminated. Folk are getting ill. Redanian soldiers among them.
Plan to kill the beast. Bring you a sample of its venom after I do.
Nice of you to offer. But I'd rather go with you. Collect the sample myself.
Creature's dangerous. You saw what it can do.
I'm a big girl, Geralt. I can take care of myself. And you know I'll get my way, so don't try and talk me out of anything.
Fine. Your choice. So show me where the monster attacked you.
This way.
It's weird because, like, the voice actor for Shani seems to be trying to do a ever slight accent for her.
Glad it held up. Though now we need to find a way around it.
Is it worth searching outside?
Actually, just hoping the monster's blow weakened one of the walls.
Like, Shani's voice actor's trying to do, like, a very slight, almost British-ish kind of accent. Just a very slight tinge, like, a little sprinkle of it. But then, like the all dead thing, she just sounds straight American, and it's funny. I don't know who the voice actor is, but... Oh, I have to blow this open. But yeah, there's some very small inconsistencies with the accent. I mean, that'll do. I was expecting this to blow open.
Might still be here.
Okay, I'm gonna use this, I guess. But I want to take a look at this. No, where is it? Let's go outside of. Let's go out of the bounds to find it. Maybe. Where is the Froggy Prince? Where is the Frog Prince? Is he this way? Here it is. On your first visit to Oxenford, make sure to visit the grungy dungeon of the Frog Prince, with fine, stunning views, and dead bodies hanging from the ceiling for you to pick off as you eat. Yeah, I wanted to take a look at this room, because you don't really get a good look at it while you're in here, because you're going to be fighting in here, so... I might have given an observation of this before. I know I did off part for an amount of time. But yeah, there's like these dudes hanging in this seaweed-esque kind of moss spit cocoons. They don't have heads. And they don't have bodies inside. And they're kind of repeated throughout the place, if I remember right. There's like those... And then there's these, which are like the, they're like drowners, yeah. That are kind of webbed up in here. Do they have faces? Yeah, they do have faces and such in here. They're much more low poly than the ones you would see out and about. And they're missing some things. But they're in there. They're in here. There's another one. There's a woman as well. I remember specifically there's a woman in these cocoon things. And she's plastered about the room. I think it's this. Is it this one? No, this one's just some dude. I think. Or somebody. I don't think that's the woman. There's like 3 models they use throughout this room. I think this might be the woman, yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, so she's plastered around the room, the guard's plastered around the room, and then the drowner's plastered around the room. They use these 3 NPCs for this place. Where does the monster come from again? Is it loaded in somewhere? That would be interesting, because it's not loaded in normally. So we're going to enter from here. I forget which direction this thing comes from. I don't see anything out of bounds around here though either. So I don't think it's I don't think it gets loaded in until you enter or get near this area. Regardless, let's go.
Soldiers from your escort?
Yes. That's them. Vern, Miklas. Poor boys.
Beast doesn't play around, apparently.
They saved my life.
Know them well?
Him, I met this morning. But Vern and I served together at the Battle of Dorian. Miklas only enlisted this Yule.
Sorry.
Once you kill this beast, we'll have to send someone down here to collect their bodies. Give them a proper burial.
What exactly happened?
We came in here and Miklas started looking for tracks. Then drowners attacked. The men made quick work of them. But Franz was injured. His leg. He and I stayed behind. I tried to bandage him up while Nals stood watch. Then that beast appeared. Knowles pushed me towards the exit and ran at the monster. I turned around and saw him lying there, covered in a sticky substance. I ran back to get him, then dragged him to where you found us.
Where was the monster?
Well, Miklas and Vern had driven it away from us, and paid dearly for it.
Managed to get a look at what attacked you?
Everything happened so fast. I didn't get a good look, no. Only saw it from behind. I know it was large and slimy.
Gotta look around. Man you patched up, is he here?
Franz? I don't see him. Think the monster might have dragged him off?
Could have. Beast probably crawled in or out through here. It's deep.
Lower level of the sewers has been closed off for years, but Vern, the commander, had a skeleton key.
See if I can't find it.
Well, Geronimo.
Geralt! Are you alright?
I'm fine.
I can't get down this way. I'll look for something else.
Be careful.
Let me play you the song of my people. Hey, you. Stop eating the muck. It's not good for you. Don't just eat this shit off the walls.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. You? How'd you get in here?
I told you. Vern had a key to the grate. Look. It's Franz.
What's left of him, you mean?
What kind of beast would do that?
Casually.
Does that mean anything?
Well, means our monster doesn't attack them. Seems they get along with whatever's prowling the sewers. Some kind of symbiosis.
Just casually. Just looks off at the corner. A lot of drowners. And one just runs by. And he's unfazed. He's just like, yep. Okay. There's a lot of monsters down here. Wonder why.
Interesting.
It's moments like that where Geralt is funny as all can be, and I love him for that. It's amazingly good.
Some spirit, but that was it. Why do you ask?
Look, half of Franz's leg is gone. Monster must have chewed it off.
His leg's gone.
Bodies were untouched, except for the wounds they sustained in battle.
Are you suggesting the beast likes alcohol?
Mixed with blood. Doubt we'll learn anything else here. We need to find the lair.
Right behind you.
I should have clicked on it again. I should have clicked on it just for it to happen again. I don't even care about rewatching it. Just for it to like happen twice and it be normal. That would have been great.
Shelly, watch out. Move up.
Okay.
How do you like that silver?
Shawnee, stop playing with the door. This is no time to play around.
Loads of slime here. Enough for your sample?
It'd be more than enough if it wasn't contaminated.
Another unfortunate romantic. Came to lift a prince's curse. Found a hideous death instead. Redanian soldier. Came down to hunt the beast alone, maybe. Fool. Dead drowners everywhere.
Strange. Seems the monster tolerated them.
As long as they don't get too close, I guess. Lair's gotta be nearby.
Okay, I wanted to see if the monster would pop in, like, before I enter this room.
Corpses, slime everywhere, and that stench. This has to be the lair. Fresh and moist. Beast was just here.
I'll collect my sample.
We'll take a look at it if we can.
All the tunnels and corridors converge here.
What now?
Need to lure the beast.
How? We don't even know what kind of monster it is.
But we do know it likes a blend of blood and liquor. Just so happens I've got some alcohol on me.
Well, I hope you don't plan to cut yourself or...
Relax. Plenty of bodies. I'll use one of them. Sample you collected enough?
Hope so. But I'd still like to get some pure venom. Once you've killed the monster.
To distill an antidote? No use for it once the beast's dead.
Not true. I have a few poison patients on hand. Besides, I can study the venom, test it, maybe discover some interesting properties.
I'll get to work.
I doubt I'd be much help in the fight, but you might need me afterwards. I'll look for a hiding place.
You'd be better off waiting for me up top, or back home.
But...
No buts. Wait in the passage for now if you have to, though I'd rather you didn't. But when the monster shows, you run for the surface.
Fine.
Shawnee, look at me. Promise you'll stay out of it.
I promise.
Good. Now go hide.
Be careful, Geralt.
We'll see her later. But right now, we got a big old froggy to catch. Alright, now we wait. Rats. There he is. There he is, Mr. Toad. Mr. Froggy. There's the Froggy Prince. Alright, so let's take a look at this guy. Oh, you see my mouse cursor there, but yeah. So, this zoom effect does not help with I mean, oh, interesting. The splash effect is a 2D sprite. That's interesting. But yeah, I want to take a look at this guy, because we'll never see him again after this fight. Some quite detailed eyeballs. Lots of warts. Big old trifecta opening mouth. Oh, what is that? So he's got his big legs, then he has these tiny, like, what are these? What are these? Extra arms? Oh, that's gross. Yeah, like his mouth opens like all the way down his neck. He's got the big puff open cheeks, which have nothing in them. A lot of warts. Yeah, he's certainly designed to be more of a toad than a frog. Look at all these pustulous warts. That's a word I don't say too often. And I'm not sure if it's just because his head is turned right now, but there seems to be some sort of asymmetry going on with his head. What's going on inside? Oh, that is disturbing. What are all those little fronds there? There's like little teeth fronds or something? I don't know what that is in there. I don't like it. Okay, let's continue. I might pause. Hey, buddy. You gonna do anything? Whoa, shit. He whips out his tongue so fast, I want to pause when he does that to see what's going on with him. Okay, that was not it. I think he's gonna do it now. Or is he gonna shoot? He's gonna shoot. Come on, lick. There we go. That's gonna be good enough for now. How far did... Jesus Christ, look at this spit trail. I think that's what was inside his mouth, maybe? Like, all the little spit that he has? Yeah. All those little fronds that I saw in there, I think is all the spit for, like, the tongue. And I think it follows the tongue out with him. And then when the tongue retracts, it leaves that. I think that's how that works. That's what makes sense to me. I think that's how that works. Okay. Anyway, let's do a bit of actual fighting. Oh boy. Geralt, don't get stunned. What decoctions do I have? Panic. What do I have? This guy's difficult. Ah, hit the mic. Oils. What is this thing, anyway? Would it be a cursed? Would it be a hybrid? Would it be cursed? I think it's cursed. Let's give it a shot. Transforming, destroys monster nests. Let's replace Dimeridium. Okay, Ignite. Geralt, get up. Blow it up. Miss that. Get close to it, Geralt. Come on. He seems to be glitching out a little bit or something. I don't know what's going on with him. He was having some weird visual effect happen. Okay, there we go. Nasty. And Geralt of Rivia then died. Can I pause? No. Okay, so I'm not going to explain what that was.
What's going on?
I don't know, Geralt. Where are we?
Ah, he's finally come to. And he can speak human, turns out. Started thinking I'd not conversed in common the whole way, except maybe with my reflection in the piss bucket.
Where am I?
On the Albatross. Or the Fakbarthoil, is their strange tongue, is it? En route to Ophir.
Don't remember signing on as a sailor.
Oh, you didn't, mate. They dragged you aboard. Seems you killed their prince.
This, I don't remember a thing. Shit. Means I'm in trouble.
Oh, Toad in the sewers. Damn it.
Hmm?
Should consider myself lucky, I guess. Could have killed me on the spot.
Depends how you look at it. I happen to know a bit of a theory. Heard them saying they come here on a mission, dispatched by their king to find their prince, lift his curse. Wagered their honor, and that of their families 5 generations back, that they'd bring him home, safe and sound.
And I killed him. Great. So, must think they can save their honor by bringing the prince's murderer back to face the king's justice. And who might you be?
Felipe Caligrand at your service. Petty thing, professional fence, and your guide about Oxenfurt. Another bit of time.
Mm-hmm. And why are you here? You kill a prince too?
Well, to their thinking, I had a hand in this one's death. See, I was their guide, led them down into the sewers, but not until after you'd cut their prince's gut open.
Sorry about that.
Not your fault, mate. When all said and done, could have sat on my arse in the alchemy playing Gwent. Didn't have to brag about knowing Oxenfurt better than my own breeches.
We been at sea long?
Dunno, Riley. Not that long. Though, on the other hand... But what's it matter, any road?
Matters a lot. If they're hauling me off to hang me, I'm not in a hurry to arrive.
Me? I'm glad to be sailing to Ophir. I hear they got wild horses there. White with black stripes. Always wanted to see one of them.
Sure they're not black horses with white stripes?
Hey, black horses with white stripes they got in Zanguibar. That I'm sure of.
Zanguibar. I'm gonna have to look up whatever place that is. I've never heard of it before. Zanguibar. Zanzibar. Also, I like how this guy's like, I get to go to Ophiri. I'm not sad. And he's like, dude, they're probably gonna kill you too.
Listen, there was a young woman, a medic, red hair. They capture her too?
Don't recall seeing anyone of the sort. You were alone.
Good. Means she managed to flee. Hopefully made it home. Tried to break out yet?
Used every ounce of charm I got. Nothing doing. Might be my Ophiri's rusty.
My Ophiri's non-existent.
Well, we'll be at sea at least a month. Teach you something that time.
Elkal Orial.
What's that mean?
Told us to shut up.
There's been a misunderstanding. Can I talk to your captain?
Alakal Sorkan. Galabat Kar Albata Agel.
Quiet, dog. You killed our prince, and you'll pay for that.
Gileam Valar. Karvarepener.
You'd be dead already.
Revhagar ne Aram
Vengeance is not ours to reap, Anna.
Dorgate ya Alami.
We swore on our honor.
How do I say? Take me to your captain.
Valth Alakhe ul Irulath.
What?
Elkal.
Vilth.
Vilth. Alakhe. Il. Khalif. Elkal. Inkal Avr Ikel Ugehereven Ulvitar. Inch Aval Goliath.
So keep in mind, these people are...
What do they say?
Said to sit quiet, and that you'll hang in 2 weeks. And then he added something like, "We'll see who's in the mood for jokes then."
Why? What did I say?
That you wanted his auntie's hat. That was the gist in your own.
Oh, I said the wrong thing.
Give it a rest. No point talking to that lot. All you get's angry gurgles. And they puff up, you notice? Like them fish. What's it they're called?
There anyone here who speaks common?
Ah, there's this mercenary with him. Looks Aedirnian to me. He's the one recruited me to show him through the sewers. Oh, and the mage what leads them knows a bit. Heard him talking, but I doubt either will talk to you. How was you? Catch some shut-eye. Not go on flapping my tongue. Got a long voyage ahead.
So, the Ophiri people, those guys with the pointy hats,
What I need.
they're,
Someone I could actually communicate with.
Oh.
That's what I want.
they're the ones who live south of Nilfgaard.
Greetings, Geralt. Remember me?
And I'm not about to interrupt this. Actually, I can for a brief second. I can just talk whenever. But, yeah, this is a very... this is going to be awkward going back and forth of, like, Geralt looking at Gaunter. Okay. But so the Ophiri people live south of Nilfgaard, far to the south, in a kingdom that is basically the Ottoman Empire. I've explained all this before already. But the reason Nilfgaard is a part of the reason why Nilfgaard is attacking the north right now in all the wars they've had. This is the third Northern War that's happening in The Witcher 3 at the moment. Is kind of partially in due because Nilfgaard can't expand south. They have been at war with Ophir for hundreds and hundreds of years. And Ophir always kicks their ass every single time. So Nilfgaard can't really compete against the Ophiri people. So they're like, hey, these Nordlings up above us, they suck. We can take them to war and take their kingdoms instead. So from a land management point of view, that's why Nilfgaard is attacking the north instead of the south. Because they've always attacked the south, but the south always kicks their ass. So Nilfgaard is like, hey, yeah, let's go take the north instead. We can't get these guys down south. Let's go up. And yeah, here we have one of my favorite characters in the Witcher series. And
let's just say he's charismatic. Let's just say he's charismatic. And this is the fun part, is that to the average player who doesn't remember this character, this guy was in part 1 of the series back in January. He was in the first episode of this series.
I remember. We met in White Orchard. You're...
Gaunter Odin, known also as Master Mirror. I helped you find your Yennefer.
But most people would have forgotten this guy.
We meet again. And it seems you need my help again. Heard a noose awaits you. That is, if this slot doesn't kill you first.
How'd you get in here?
Long story, it'd bore you. I'd prefer to focus on something more useful, like getting you off this ship. Because you do wish to disembark, do you not?
Yeah, sure. But what on earth could you?
Oh, more than you'd ever expect. I shall help you, Geralt. But before I do, I must know you return the favor.
Right. Can't possibly get something for nothing.
Indeed. When all's said and done, I am a merchant. So, do you want my help?
Yes.
It's a deal. Once it's all over, we shall meet at midnight at the crossroads, neath the willows near the village of Yantra.
Yantra.
And I must give you something to remember me by.
What's that?
A mark to show we're associates.
Who you gabbing with?
With no one.
Never liked boats. Not one bit. I heave like devils. Make me stomach churn. It'd be prime to sleep through the whole thing.
Are we dead?
Didn't bargain for no storm. I fear that means a tidy jump in my fee.
To Ophir get us safely. The king's reward will be generous.
What about the prisoner?
Before the king we must bring him. On doing so, my honor relies.
Can't we just bring your king the bastard's head? Like we're doing with the other?
The other drowned. We could do nothing. We deliver live this one. Apart from all else, the hell the king is sure to condemn him to. I usually see
Aw, there's the guy in our jail cell adjacent to us.
slaying and watering. This for regicide and names.
Rock! They got scimitars! Scimitars and pointy hats! Okay, so we're fighting a wizard. Or a mage. Ophiri Mage. Can I pause? I want to take a look at some of these guys, because I haven't really wanted to do so. I haven't wanted to do so in the cutscenes. That's funny. These two are both, like, in the same animation pose of pulling out their spears. Okay. They don't actually have... They have a very slight nose underneath the mask. But they don't have fully modeled heads. Anything else? Yeah, how far does their head go back? It's pretty much just the face. It's just like right where the face is. And just enough of underneath the mask so where if you saw them from above, you wouldn't see any clipping. I just want to take a look at these guys because this, I believe, is the only time you see
Ophiri characters in the game. But yeah, you can see they have much more interesting and elegant outfits than many of the other characters in this game, especially for enemies. They have very nice robes, very nice blue colors. Let's check out these guys with the pointy hats. Look at the hat. This guy does have eyes, but for some reason they're like further into his brain. Oh, that's interesting. So the helmet is actually fully modeled on the inside, and it's clipping into his head. I wonder if you can see that in gameplay, but like you can see it's like clipping into his head right there, even at the front. Interesting. And is it closed at the top, or is there room for a plume? No, it's closed at the top. Interesting viewpoint of it from the top. Take a look at the spear. Yeah, very interesting designs. I do like how the helmet is fully modeled and it's just set on top of, into these guys' heads. That's very interesting. We'll get to the mage in a second. What about the bounty hunter dude who was with them? He looks pretty generic. He's just wearing a kilt and has tattoos and a chain. This is the Ophiri sword. How far does it go down into him? It went through him pretty well. Then there's the Ophiri shieldman. This dude has his eyes properly in his head. The helmet still goes through him. His hand is messing up with the shield, though. Does anyone else... This guy has a shield. That's easy to see. I want to take a look at this. Very complex geometric designs, especially whatever this medallion shape is supposed to signify. Got hearts all around the edge of the shield and lines. 4 spheres in a center sphere, and then 4 on the outside. Ooh, this one came down with a bit of the melty face. What about the back of the shield? Just looks like it's pure brass on the back. Another Ophiri sword. It's not exactly a scimitar. It's kind of... It looked like a scimitar. These look much more like the... These look like a redo of... one of the swords that's normally found in game. The hilt there with this just looks a little bit more pronounced. But the sword shape itself looks pretty identical to one of the swords from the Northern Kingdoms, actually. And then we got the wizard here who has a big old schnoz. Look at this. Oh, God. What is this? Okay. He turned into a caricature. He has a massive ear and a big old schnauzer. Let alone his teeth are outside his face, but this is... Oh god, it is horrifying. It's like half his face is here and then half of it isn't. I know this is just a glitch, but man, that is amazing. What does his staff look like? It looks pretty generic. He's wearing pretty fancy robes. Yeah. He's just wearing fancy robes, that's about it. Alright, I think I've gawked enough at the Ophiri group here. Let's continue. Whoa! I forgot there was a wizard here. Yeah, this guy's being a real bastard. Oh no, come on. Come on, Geralt. This is getting bad. I want to take a look at this guy properly now. Oh, he still has melty face. Come on. Whatever. This guy's face. Why is it so funny? Why does this guy always have this weird melty face in some way or another? Geralt of Rivia! I see you're here to see my Ophiri magic!
Yes, yes I am.
Oh, you'll be proud to see that I'm a sandbender. No, no! Ooh, that could have been bad. Well, I got a rare crit on him. Okay, is his face good this time? Yes, his face is normal for once. Okay. Oh, that looks weirdly textured. That looks improperly textured. There's like a red border at the edge of his shirt. Huh. It's just a little highlight there. Yeah, that's the only odd thing going on with this guy, it looks like. He does seem to have something that's slightly irregularly textured on the inside of his shirt. I love the ragdoll. You don't see ragdolls too often from the human enemies in this game. You see it occasionally, but most of the time it's predominantly with drowners. Drowners do it all the time. And also sirens. Sirens ragdoll quite a bit. Is there anything in this chest? No. Yeah, so Gaunter set us free, I guess, with his abilities and crashed our ship. There's Novigrad over there, by the way. Well, right there. You can see there's Temple Isle. Let's get back onto the ship. Is there anything on here, even? Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. Great. Let me in. Fine. Let's go back up. Alright. Do I have my stuff still? Yeah, actually I do. Ophiri boots? Nah. Have Karen's actually a better sword? I think for now I'm going to equip this one. I'm going to give it a test run. I'm not familiar with this sword, but it seems to have better stats than my School of the Cat one. So yeah, we're just kind of out here in the middle of nowhere on the northern coast. I could go back this way, actually. In fact, I will. If I remember right, it's that lighthouse back there. And it should be infested with sirens, I think. That's the lighthouse way out over there where Geralt and Dijkstra talked about killing Radovid. What do we got? No, it's Drowned Dead and Bilgehags. Do not throw your shit at me, miss. Poo-poo is not funny. Ah, she threw the shit at me. Level 36. One other reason I like doing Hearts of Stone before going to Blood and Wine is that Blood and Wine is a lot longer of a DLC and it's an entirely new map. This DLC adds an area to the existing map. It adds like all this stuff at the back, like Brunwich and Upper Mill, Von Everett Estate. I think Erd is new to this thing. Anyway. But it adds all this back area off to the map. And Blood and Wine will kick your ass if you're not at the prerequisite levels for it. So being properly, like right now I could go to Blood and Wine and be fine, but by the end of this DLC, I think I'll be properly leveled so that I don't have any real issues with Blood and Wine. Yantra.
Hey there, sir. A witcher, right? Greetings.
Wouldn't mind a look at your stock. Farewell.
His smile fair as spring, as towards him.
Ah, it's you.
I knew you'd come.
You a soothsayer?
It matters little who I am. Your escape, I made it possible. Previously, Yennefer, you found her thanks to me, so you feel you owe me.
Memento you gave me. Pretty effective reminder.
That is its purpose. Incidentally, I find it quite funny how even the most rotten scoundrels have this inner compunction to repay debts of gratitude. Humans, elves, dwarves, all races. You really must explain that to me one day. As for the here and now, tell me, how'd you manage with your theories?
You appeared out of nowhere, disappeared just as mysteriously, summoned a storm. Let me guess. You're a mage.
Oh, please, no. I cannot stand spells. Childish hocus pocus. It's just not interesting. What I find fascinating are true tales, true human lives, like the one I shall tell you now. It's about a man, worse than most. A vulgar, despicable man with a heart of stone. A man who refuses to pay his debts.
He said the line.
Really think this'll interest me? Any reason why?
He's wronged you as well. His name is Olgierd von Everic.
What Olgierd do to get on your shit list? How do you know he wronged me? I don't have a thing against Olgierd.
What did he do to you?
Before I reveal this, I'd like to make one thing very clear. Olgierd von Everic did willfully and maliciously conspire to cause you to kill a man who might have been cured. Had I not intervened, you would have lost your head for this. Do you know why he did it? Because he's a degenerate monster in human flesh who feeds on the pain and suffering of others.
Well, you clearly don't like him. What did he do to you?
He and I made a pact. A pact under which I called on my many talents and associates to give him what he desired. Now the time's come to pay. Yet, he shirks his obligation.
Need me to collect a debt? I'm not some hired muscle.
Muscle is not what this requires. It needs a soul intelligent and clever. An individual who fears no dare. Someone like you.
Pure flattery, that.
Of course it is. After all, I am a traveling merchant. But make no mistake, I've many interesting wares on offer.
Wares like?
Surfeit. Abundance for the body and soul. You will lack neither food nor drink. As a witcher, you might desire weapons supreme. I can offer you those you dreamt of. Your body, agile as never before. Your mind, faster than lightning. Romantic prowess to charm all womankind. But above all, I offer a great and true adventure. An experience like no other. The fate of only the chosen few.
Sure sounds generous. And all that for my help with one small matter. Won't want anything else from me?
Just one. Honesty.
Know what? This business, it's between you two. Rather not get involved.
Before you decide, please hear me out. You shall see Olgierd as a vile man. Or, as they say in the West, a real son of a whore.
Of the West. That's an interesting statement he just made. I'll tell why in a bit.
What did you do for Olgierd? Break him out of a cell too?
In some sense, yes. I remember that day quite well. There was a light drizzle, yet the cold tore right through you. Olgierd appeared at the break of dawn, gaunt as a rail, his shirt mothy, seemed to have naught but the sword at his side. It quite pained me to look at him. He asked for help, and help I gave. Made him a rich man, successful, esteemed. He is who he is today, thanks only to me. And yet afterwards, he turned his back, shunned me, sends me off when I dare ask for payment. even sicked his hounds on me once. He's thus left me no option but to invoke the terms of our pact. And that is where you come in.
How much does he owe you?
Gentlemen don't discuss coin.
Need to know the details if you want me to get my hands dirty. How much? 1,000,000 crowns? 2,000,000?
I'm no usurer to lend coin for interest. No. What Olgierd owes me is far more personal than shiny things that clink. As much as I regret it, I can say no more. I must respect his privacy.
What about you? Call yourself a man of many talents? Can't you take care of this?
Therein lies the catch. Our pact states that before I can collect my due, I must yet fulfill 3 wishes for Von Everec. But I cannot fulfill them myself directly, making use instead of a... how shall I put it? A proxy.
So what you need's a sucker.
What I need is an ally. And something tells me I shall find none better than you.
What do you expect me to do?
To start with, join me in paying Von Everec a visit. Then, well, then we shall improvise. I believe, however, that all will end well. And once it does, we 3 shall meet and thank one another for the voyage we shared.
Right. Specifics now. Thought Olgierd had 3 wishes, requests, whatever.
He does. He may ask 3 things of us, yet we won't know what they are until we see him.
All seems a little shady. Your help, your pact with Olgierd, his 3 requests.
Think it over. I agree you've no a priori reason to trust me, but as it happens, I was in the right place at the right time to help you. And it's also the case that the same man has wronged us both. To my mind, those are reasons to work together.
To my mind, not so much.
Geralt.
You shall see he's a vile, dishonorable man who treats the lives of all folk like playthings, as he treated yours when he sent you to find the Frog Prince.
Fine. I'll go see Olgierd with you, but no promises.
That is all I ask.
Now remove the damn mark.
Naturally. Just as soon as you complete your task. Go. You will not regret it. We shall meet there. I've a matter to attend to along the way.
Another debt to collect?
Perhaps.
All right. I'm debating whether or not I want to give out, because at the beginning of this game, I said that I wouldn't really care about giving spoilers and such, because this is not my first playthrough, and I know plenty about the series and everything. I'm just like, do I want to say, for anyone who may be watching who doesn't know much about The Witcher, do I want to say who Gaunter is, what he is, what's his deal? I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I won't for now. Maybe later. Right. Yeah, his estate's a lot farther than I remember it being. Well, Yantra's far away from it, that's the thing. Goats. Geese. Alright, let's go over here. The Garen estate. But yeah, things are... I think I know when to talk, now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, now we're where I thought this whole thing would start, with the fire. I think I know when to talk about Gaunter, is when it becomes obvious that something about this man's a bit different.
Wine! Wine! I want wine, damn it!
Look who's here. The Witcher with a stick up his ass. What's new? Got a growth on your platter there. You catch some kind of a fiery pox?
Could say so. Manor's burning, you noticed?
That? All right. You know how it is. Feast drags on with plenty of dancing, merrymaking, rough play. We got a bit carried away, truth be told.
Plain to see. Where's Olgierd?
Damned if I know. Must be somewhere hereabouts. No! Please! I beg you! Shut your trap! Let me go! Leave me be!
Shut it.
I ate with yous! Drank with yous! Fought beside yous! And you kill me now? I'm one of yous!
You might have been, but not no more you ain't.
What's he guilty of?
What the fuck's it to you? Not your concern, mate.
Whoa, nerves a little raw? Why?
You deaf! Get the fuck out of here, freak!
All I want is to know what exactly is going on here.
Well, you're not gonna know. Sod off.
I'll leave soon as you tell me.
Aren't you a thorny prick up the arse? Ataman said to kill him!
Got your answer. Happy? Now piss off. We've work to do.
No, you don't. Let him go.
Oh, this is bloody rich. Can't plough and believe me ears. You switch your brains with your cock or something. Get your mutant witcher ass out of here.
Or
I'll kill you!
go ahead. Try.
Whoa, whoa, what the bloody hell's this? Geralt, have you decided to play defender of the downtrodden?
More like gutter of sons of bitches.
Long as I'm here, you'll gut no one.
That a challenge?
Why not? I've not fought a Witcher before. Defeat me and I shall let him go. Stand aside. Would you wait, sir, for the dribble to subside?
Makes no difference to me.
Just listen. Stunt. Fight. Time to fight, Geralt. Men are better than
Okay, I do want to take a look at what's going on here. Is what's his face still on the wood over there? There's all these random NPCs that look pretty similar to each other. There's what's her face. Yeah, he's still up against. Yeah, these two are. Oh, her eyes look bloodshot, and now she's melty face. Let me take a look inside the building. There's just a plate of stuff here. I think it's just the... I think the inside of the building's deloaded. Yeah. Oh my god, that is still in here, though. The frog picture's still in here. Everything else is deloaded, though. Interesting. Even the upstairs is deloaded. But the frog remains. The frog remains. What the hell was that move? Shadow Man! Interesting abilities. That was a strong blow. I want to see his head. Ah! It's just mouth agape.
Well struck, Witcher. You win. But perhaps you'd care to tell me why you meddled in a matter not yours.
Wanted to prevent further bloodshed.
Well, well. The Witcher with the heart of gold. Unsavory as it seems, there is a silver lining. At least you now know I don't easily lose my head. Release him.
Getting off cheap, mate.
Really necessary, that whole show?
Ah, show? Come now. A man must display some madness from time to time. Helps him feel alive. Dare say you know what I mean. Judging by the mark on your face.
You're immortal?
Depends on your understanding of the term. Indeed, I cannot be killed. But it's not at all what folk imagine. Not dying does not mean eternally living your life to the full.
So it's a curse?
A curse? No, wouldn't call it that. I'll put it this way. You must be careful what you wish for, lest your wish be granted. For there are consequences.
Not sure I follow.
You know very little can hurt you. So you take wild risks. Chase extreme sensations. There comes a point you've done it all. And all seems boring and monotonous. The trick's to plough through that moment. Go further. Reach beyond what's known as possible.
Know what this is?
I cannot be certain, but I've my suspicions. That's a dangerous man you've chosen to deal with, Witcher.
Killed the beast in the sewers.
Congratulations are in order then. Your reward. You're also welcome to take what you wish from the manor house. If anything left uncharred, that is. Was it a tough fight?
I sliced its gut open, and it turned into a man. You know that would happen?
Of course he did. He'd never have dragged you into this elsewise.
Gauntero did. Come to cast aspersions?
No. I've come to collect a debt.
You know you first must
grant you 3 requests, by proxy. I present to you my champion, Geralt of Rivia.
That true? You know the Toad was a cursed prince?
He didn't just know. He brought about the curse himself. Did he not mention that bit? Well then, allow me to tell it. Quite a gripping story. Olgierd once loved a beautiful maiden named Iris. Yet, her parents chose to offer her hand to the Crown Prince of Ophir. Olgierd grew to hate the poor sot. At first, he wished to kill him. Then decided this would be too simple. So, instead, he condemned the prince to a base life in a toad's bloated corpus. Yet he grew bored of watching him suffer and decided to end it. By your hand.
Remind me, Odin. Who was to fulfill my last 3 requests?
My assistant, Geralt.
Then be gone. I don't wish to look at your face any longer than I must.
The proper Nilfgaardian bow.
Where to?
The stables. My men are preparing to depart.
This thing between you and Master Mirror, your quarrel, really rather not get involved.
You already are, I fear. He did something for you. Now you've a debt to repay. Am I right?
Yes.
Well, then you'll not free yourself of him till you've paid it back. But never worry. I shall devise tasks so impossible you will never complete them. Not if you go mad trying. But try your best, and your debt shall be absolved, while I shall live in peace until Master Mirror finds another aide-de-camp.
Well, thanks, dude. That sounds... You're really helping a brother out here, man.
What he said about the prince, that true? You turn him into a toad?
Perhaps. Or perhaps the Aetheri Dauphin ate something that disagreed with him. You never know with their cuisine.
Never heard of food that turns men into monsters.
Then perhaps it was something he drank. I cast the curse. Revenge for a deep disappointment. I was another man then. Let rage get the better of me and hollered the words without ever thinking they could possibly come true.
Could have told me the truth about the toad, having a bit of fun at my expense.
I simply wanted the beast dead. I could not know you would respond to the notice. Pure coincidence. Yeah, I must admit, when you, a witcher, answered the call, I thought it right. It's what you lot are trained to do.
Might have been able to lift the curse.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Then again, why bother?
He was a human being.
That bloody Aetheri mutt was no human. His kind does not deserve to live.
You're still that same man that you said you were not anymore, dude. you just mouthed off really angrily, and yeah, okay. Yeah, you haven't changed one bit, man. You may think you have, but you haven't.
Guess I gotta pop the question directly. What do I need to do for you?
Let me think. We're currently without a roof over our heads. Perhaps we should start with that. Bring me the house of Maximilian Borsodi.
His house?
So surprised. But why? I must live somewhere, mustn't I? What's the meaning of this? Second leave of your senses? You mean to mount a filthy horse? Out of my sight, wretch! Know what Vladimir would do to you if he saw?
Aye. Vladimir.
My brother. There were times he himself stank like foot wrappings 3 days old, but his mount always looked fit for a parade. Oh, none rival Vladimir at feasting, carousing. Sadly, he's been celebrating less of late. You must find him, and show him the time of his life. My second request.
Fine, seems easy enough. And the third?
Complete those two. Then, we shall speak of the third.
Any hints? Where I should go? How I might start?
You must be mad. I've no intention to make things easier for you.
Once I'm done with those two, where will I find you?
I cannot know, as my band has planned some diversions. But let us say at the Alchemy Inn, in Oxenfurt.
Fine. See you there.
Yeah, a bit of a handful, old Geared. A bit of a handful.
The brother shouldn't be too hard.
Huh.
The house? How am I supposed to bring him a house?
He thinks the house is the easy one.
I wouldn't worry about the house. The brother will be the tough bit.
Yeah.
You waited for me. Nice of you.
I could hardly abandon my proxy to the whims of fate.
Thought I have to fulfill Olgierd's wishes myself.
So states the contract. Yet, nowhere does it forbid me from providing help. And something tells me you'll need quite a bit to complete the first 2 tasks.
Borsodi's house. No idea how I'm supposed to bring him that.
The only Borsodi I know of around here runs an auction house in Oxenfurt.
Heard of it. My swords almost got auctioned off there once. Auction was held in Novigrad, though it was a while past.
They must have relocated. You just might get an opportunity to ask them why.
Fine, I'll go there. Then what?
How should I know? Perhaps you'll get inspired once you're there. Oh, and take plenty of coin. I have a feeling it could come in handy.
Olgierd's brother. Why do you think he'll be tough?
I'm afraid he's dead. Has been for years.
Never agreed to necromancy.
Necromancy is hardly your only option for reviving a soul. An old-fashioned ritual, a blood summoning. That's what you need.
That's like choosing between pestilence and the plague. Besides, I'd need the blood of the summoned.
Blood. True. Of the summoned, not necessarily. Here.
Where do you get this?
Geralt, aren't you the curious one? Assume it to be von Everett blood and get on with it.
Where'll I find this Vladimir?
Geralt, I cannot do everything for you. Use your head. The von Evericks are well known in these parts. You must have met someone who's heard of the family. The charming redhead, for instance. The medic. You know the one.
Guess it's high time I got to work.
A bit more enthusiasm, Witcher. You know, you just might enjoy yourself.
Yay, can't wait. Say I need help. Where'll I find you?
I shall find you.
Okay. Poof.
Good luck, Geralt.
He's just gone. Dead Man's Party. That's a good song by Oingo Boingo. Yeah. I think I'm done for today then, almost. So, first off, quests. We're gonna do the Borsodi auction house first. Then we're gonna do Vladimir. Got to go to Oxenfurt. Yeah, I think I'm done for today. I'm gonna just go here and get things ready for next time, but alright. Starting Hearts of Stone. Very, very interesting so far. And yes, Gaunter is quite charismatic. Very charismatic. But in any case, we'll see what happens next time. So far we made good progress today. And we pretty much have wrapped up the prologue. That dude is just standing through the ground.
Keep that up. I'll crack your skull open.
I can't move him. Like, I can't push him. Okay. He's just stuck there. Old dirt knees.
Everyone to me! To me!
I think that's the auction house there. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, we'll continue next time. We've pretty much finished up what I would consider the prologue of this DLC. All the introductions for the plot, the characters, and sending us on the start of all the missions regarding the DLC. So, with that said, thank you for watching, and we'll continue Geralt's adventure next time. Have a good night, I guess. That dude was a jerk.